girl, Brianna Kelly.
And it's Adair Kelly.
And we are Bree Air.
Welcome back to the Kelly Gang.
Kelly Gang. Period, poo.
So today we're back with another video. This is another story time. And this one is going to be about Triflin guys. How we got played by Triflin.
Yeah. Triflin guys. And fed away. In the hood.
Not the hood.
In Federal Way, yes.
But we're going to try to make this quick because it's kind of long. But we're going to try to make it quick.
Yeah, go ahead. You first.
So basically, my situation is, mine was a prom date. I went to prom with this guy, and I always had a crush on him almost my whole life or whatever. And I was just like, I'm gonna grow up and I'm just gonna ask him to prom, you feel me? So I finally asked him. He said yeah. I was like, bet. We were texting and stuff, making sure nothing would be awkward at prom. So we were texting a lot before, and I asked him 2 months before prom, so we had a lot of time to talk and stuff like that. And we were flirting. I know for sure. I'm not delusional, okay? He was saying flirty things to me, making it seem like he was really into me or whatever. But I'm gonna call this guy
Crumb.
I'm gonna call him Crumb, I guess. And this guy is he's normally into Caucasian girls, and I'm far from Caucasian. So I was kind of just okay, I guess you just gonna give me a try or whatever. So basically, yeah, we were flirting and stuff, and then prom day came. Everything was good. He came, complimented me, blah, 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 blah. He looked good. I looked good. We go to prom, and she's in the group as well. And we get there, and we're still flirting, just little cute stuff or whatever. And he, prom's over. Mind you, prom was heck boring.
It was weak.
But we did.
The Rice Krispies was good, though.
I didn't even eat anything.
Shout out
but we
to
did
you.
do an awkward slow dance, which I was very mad about. Because I was walking away, and then I guess he tapped me, and then I turned around, and he fell right into me, and we started dancing. It was some corny stuff. So then after prom was over, we were making plans to go to places or whatever, but the party that we were trying to go to was $20, and we're we're not paying $20 to see some people that we already know.
Right.
So we ended up just we went to IHOP or whatever. So we were eating at IHOP or whatever, and I got up to go pay for my meal, and he was like, bro, what are you doing? Sit down somewhere. And I'm like, okay, he's trying to pay for me. Okay, he's trying to show out. So I'm like, okay, bet. So then he pays or whatever, and we leave, and we go to the grocery store because my friend said I go to the bathroom. And I think at this time Brianna's already gone. So then we go to the grocery store, and all the girls go in there except me, him, and another person. So we're chilling outside, and I had this see-through knitted shirt, long sleeve shirt or whatever, crop top thing on, and he was like, okay, is that see-through? And I'm
I'm dead.
I'm like,
yeah, what you gonna do about it?
He was okay, you trying to show out, what you trying to do? And I was like, chill or whatever, right? Because then I was still a V, and never had my first kiss or anything. So I was just chill or whatever. So then that was another flirt situation. So then after they got back to the bathroom, got back in the car, and we went to my house because I think one of my friends had to grab something, and then yeah. So we got to the house or whatever, and it's 6 of us in the car. So me and my best friend go in the house to go get something, and I guess while everybody else is still in the car, Crumb is Crumb was like, hey, does Adair like me? And then one of my friends was like, duh, nigga. And then he was like, what?
Nothing.
He was like, oh, for real? I know my mom used to always say some guys actually just don't know if you like them. But I feel with this situation, it was very clear. Everybody knew that I liked this dude. Everybody knew this. So yeah, she was like, duh, or whatever. And he was just like, really? And he was like, bet. He was like, now I know what to do. So I'm like, what does that mean? Because right after, I guess he said that, she told me immediately. So I'm like, okay, bet. we about to be
She
good.
I'm gonna get my first kiss.
So I'm like, bet. So then we get back in the car, and we're just driving around or whatever. Nowhere to go. We just driving around at 3 o'clock in the morning. So then I think 4 o'clock comes, and he's like, okay, I gotta go home. So I'm like, okay. So we drive him all the way home, and mind you, he lives 45 minutes away from where we are. So then we drive all the way out there or whatever, and we get there, and I'm getting out the car, we're both getting out the car, I'm helping him with his stuff or whatever, and we're right, this is the car, and this is us. And and we're getting out the car or whatever, about to kind of walk, and then my friend, she's driving, she rolls down the front window, and her date rolls down his window, and they're just like looking like this. And I'm just like, man, like this is hecka awkward. So like we just hugged and we just looked at each other, but like we didn't kiss. And I'm assuming that was one of the reasons, because they was sitting there staring at us like we was a movie or something. So
if he was really about it, he wouldn't even have cared. So
I mean,
he's about
all right, don't try to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, like, if somebody's really sitting there watching you and you're both nervous, you're not. That's weird. That's weird.
I guess.
For me, that's weird. But I feel like you got to be in a situation to really understand it, Brianna.
Go
But
on.
anyways, so yeah, I ended up not getting my first kiss from that person. But after prom, you know, he was still saying like, yeah, you know, we should kick it or whatever. So then I think I texted him like the next day, and he was like busy and was like, oh, I can't go. So I'm like, okay. So then after that, I went off to college, and I was there for like one semester or something like that. But anyways, we were like texting, like when I first got out there, we were like texting. He was making sure I was good or whatever. So I'm like, yeah. And then I think like in the middle of that whole situation, we like a disagreement happened or something like that to make us not talk anymore. So then like right after we stopped talking, he went on Twitter and was like, he like posted, oh no, he went on Twitter, and mind you, I don't go on Twitter, I don't really do Twitter, but I have it, and it was like, I said his like last name, and it was like, so-and-so, blah, 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 is following you. And then it said, so-and-so, blah, 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 is unfollowing you. And it just did that like 4 to 5 times. So I'm like, bro, who is this? So then I go to my Twitter, and it was Crumb. And I'm like, why? So then I obviously started scrolling because I'm nosy, and I started scrolling on his page, and the first thing that pops up is him and this girl that I knew about, like one of his exes or whatever. And he was just like, yeah, you know, you're the love of my life, like no girl can ever replace you, like whatever you thought was going on is not the case, like blah blah blah. Like really, he really wanted me to see that post. That's the way I took it, because why are you unfollowing me and following me 4 times and then end up not following me at the end? Why? What was the purpose, Crumb? what was the reason? Like, why? That was real trifling to me. And like, I think I was more mad because we were friends before all this happened, and he kind of just like messed it up by doing all the flirting situation. Even though I liked it, I'm not complaining, but it's just like he messed it up by that one thing that he did, which made no sense to me. And then after that, I just completely cut him off. We stopped talking. Everything was just cut off. And then I want to say like almost a year went by of us not talking. And then my mom was like, you know, you should just call him like to make sure, or text him to make sure he's good. So then I texted him, and I'm like, hey, like long time no text or whatever. And he was just like, yeah. And he like texted me back like immediately. So then we started talking for like a couple of days. Mind you, he's still flirting, but he's like trying to ask me for advice like about the situation that he was going through at the time or whatever. So I was just like talking to him for a couple of days. And then like the second day, he was like, I wonder why, like, you know, we stopped talking. And I'm like, yeah, I wonder why. And then he was like, there's no need for me to apologize. And I'm like, no one said anything about you apologizing. What are you talking about? And then when I sent that message, like, what are you talking about? Because it was on Snapchat, the message went gray. And you know what gray means? That means you're either blocked or he deleted you. Like, it said pending. So I'm like, why? Like what happened? So then I text him, and I'm like, why did you delete me off of Snap? And that was the last time I heard about him. Just trifling. Like, why?
Oh my gosh, like, the story was long.
Hey, it was shorter than last time, though. Last time was super long.
Anyways.
But yeah.
So, yeah. There's, like, a lot of trifling guy stories that I have. Let me think. I'm gonna pick the time when I was talking to this guy on POF. And okay, so here's the thing. I didn't have POF at the time. My sister had POF, and she was scrolling or whatever, and she seen this guy, and she was like, oh, Brianna, like, this guy's your type. Like, and I was like, okay, let me see. So I look at it, and I'm like, ooh, okay, he's cute, whatever. Tall, skinny, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, like, hit him up for me. Because, you know, I didn't have a POF. So I was like, hit him up for me. and just say, hey, my sister thinks you're cute, you should hit her up on Snap. Give him my Snap or whatever. So she does that, and then he snaps me or whatever. We chopping it up, you know what I mean? You know, like, just real connecting, you feel me? We just connecting. Well, first, my sister was kind of telling us both what to say. Okay, so, like, she was still texting him what to say to me, and she was telling me, because I live with her, she was telling me what to say back to him. So it was kind of like her having a conversation with herself. But anyways, so we, after, like, a couple of days, you know, we was just chopping it up every single day, all day, every day. And, like, we both worked overnights. And so, like, literally, like, we would just be texting all through the night or whatever, and blah blah blah, right? So we're texting every single day, all day, every day for like 3 weeks straight, right? Okay, and we were planning on going to Dave and Buster's the like day after Valentine's Day, right? And so we were planning this for like a week. And so, you know, it's getting close to that date or whatever, you know, I'm like, okay, you know, I can't wait to see you, meet you, whatever. And, the whole time, I'm kind of, like, iffy if, like, this is really the guy. Because, like, he seemed, like, really, like, genuine and, like, just, like, a regular person. Like, he would send me pictures and videos and stuff or whatever. But they were all old. That's the thing. But the one thing, I was like, okay, he's probably real, because we, like, struck up a conversation about playing basketball or whatever. And, like, he sent, like, a video immediately of him playing basketball. Like, you're, like, you know, like, you don't just have that if you're a catfish. You feel me? So, but the thing is that my best friend, she put it in my head that he was a catfish. So I'm, like, thinking, like, oh, my God, like, is he? And so, we're texting or whatever, and, like, I be, like, trying to, like, say, oh, send me, like, a picture, red box picture, you feel me? And so this one time, like, it was probably, like, 3 days before we were supposed to meet. He was at, like, a basketball game or something, and I was like, oh, like, send me a picture of yourself at the basketball game. Like, you know, like, so I know that it's you, like, right now. Mm-hmm. And so I texted him that. He opens it. And then he opened it, and I looked at it, and it was, like, open 19 minutes ago. And I was like, okay. So I went back in, I'm like, what's the deal? And it was great. Like, I'm like, so what's happening right now? So his name, because when I went back into it, his name was changed from, like, you know, like the customized name or whatever, and it went back to the original, like, account name. And I was like, Google, what does that mean? You know what I mean? Like, why
did you do that?
Right, like, all I wanted was a picture. I'm like, I wasn't even creepy about it. Like, I was like, oh, like, I can't wait to see you or whatever. Like, I just want to see you now. Pretty much, you know, like, come on. And so he literally was gone. Like, never heard from him ever again. Like, I told you guys, we was texting every day. Like, this dude was hilarious. You feel me? Like, we was texting every single day. And then you're just gone? I was confused. I was very confused. Yeah, and he said that he was a nurse, like a CNA or something.
Yeah, if that's the case, you could easily find him.
Yeah, at like in Tacoma or something, like 30 minutes down the road or whatever. But the thing was, I never like asked him his last name, because like I said, we were talking for 3 weeks. You know, so like I don't know his last name.
Was that his first name? I said, was that really his first name?
Right, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, he was just fake, like, all around. Like, I don't understand how you can just do that to somebody. Like, how do you get ghosted and catfished at the same time? That's what I'm really confused about. Like, that's like really trifling. Like, you're really trifling if you do that to somebody.
The fact that you were really talking and you knew,
right?
Up, like,
and it wasn't like sporadically. Like, when I tell you, like, all day, every day, like, that's what I mean. Like, all day. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy. And I should have known, because I was like, hey, give me your number or whatever. Because we was on Snapchat, and he was like, oh, I don't be giving my numbers out until I meet. And until I meet them or meet a girl or whatever, because
that contact thing.
Yeah, because he was like, I've had past girls stalk me, and like I'm like, oh, okay, like I understand, like I don't know what to say, so I should have known. But I really want to know if he was a catfish, because like, how do you get catfished by someone that you reached out to? That's what I'm really trying to figure out. Like, we reached out to you when you catfished me and ghosted me.
Well, you live and learn.
Yeah, it's crazy. I got a new man now, so I'm not even tripping. You feel me?
Period. Say that.
Period, poo.
Well, hope you guys enjoyed that video. Hope you guys are having a beautiful and blessed and safe day. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe.
Absolutely.
Follow us.
Come on.
And click that notification bell for us, please.
Please.
Make sure you guys follow us on all of our social medias, including our YouNow. And we outro.
BRIAWNA gang.
ABA.